Bros and heroes. Gonna tell you about bros and heroes. Gonna tell you about
comic books, costumes,
Facts, boots.
and other stuff.
In this week's issue, international singing sensation, Nightcat.
Welcome into Bros, Foes, and Heroes. I'm Zach, joined as always by the marvelous one, the myth, Mr. Mike. I don't know why I just stopped with myth.
That's okay.
I'm trying to build up the hype.
Yeah, I was expecting a second thing,
Oh,
but
the myth,
but that's okay.
The man.
I enjoy a bargain also,
There's
so
another M.
maybe that's what I'm.
That instead of like half. your
My
name?
mythic madam. I don't know.
Madman Mike.
That's a tough one, isn't it? Yeah.
Were you ever given like things like that, like Mad Mike?
Yeah, it was mostly asshole. I think is what they called me.
But
Yeah.
was it deservedly so?
Oh fuck yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
People should call me asshole. Yeah. That's my wife's pet name for me.
Oh, that's lovely.
Isn't that nice?
I love how much that y'all.
Hey, I will tell you this. I love my wife with all of my heart. I'm telling you, I've never been as in love with anybody as I've ever been with her. Okay. But she puts up with a lot, like a lot, because you've known me for a while now. Mm-hmm. You see the kind of shit I do, right? Yeah. And it's very scattered, right? There's always something going on. And she is a fucking angel for putting up with, pardon all the F-bombs, but she is an angel for putting up with any of that stuff. I bought her a necklace the other day. I had it was an Etsy special.
Oh,
right?
wait. Is this setting up something then? Are you like.
No, I'm just going to tell you about the necklace. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if this was going to be like, that hurt.
I don't even remember where we started. So,
okay.
Yeah.
No. I thought it was going to be like all sweet and something and then you're about to make it sour.
No,
Okay.
Not at all. Not at all. No. On the off chance she ever listens to this, no, I'm not going to make it sour.
She can't get past the theme song.
That's true. She hates the theme song. But I bought her, she came home from work the other day and there was a necklace waiting that I'd ordered from Etsy. And it's just this little gold bar, but I had it inscribed and it says, "I'd fuck up anyone for you." And she thought that was the greatest. She thought that was the greatest thing she's ever gotten. I don't think she's taken it off since she got it.
Did you have to pay per letter on that?
No, it was, don't tell her, I think it was like $25 or something. I mean, it was cheap. It wasn't.
No. You didn't need to tell me how much you spent for it.
I mean, it was like $25-$30. I mean, it wasn't anything. It was more about the fact that I did it in the middle of the night one night, and just had it sent to her, and she got it in the mail, and she just thought it was funny as hell. So
it is funny.
She's, she appreciates stuff like that, and I in turn appreciate that about her.
You appreciate that she appreciates you.
That I can say shit like that, and she just like, oh, that's funny. Where are you finding somebody like that?
I gotcha. Well, as sweet as that is,
when you find somebody who puts up with your shit, lock them down.
Oh, for
that's
sure.
all I'm saying.
For sure.
Man, woman, dog, child, whatever. Well, maybe not child.
Whoa,
but
let's back that up a bit.
That's what I told Timmy, but he wouldn't do it.
Timmy, okay, I'm gonna stop this from going off the rails. We're gonna pull this back.
I got you.
in.
Sure.
Oh man.
So this ties perfectly into what we're talking about today. I have no idea what we're talking about, but
what we're going to talk about today is kind of along the same lines in a sense of we've talked recently about things that were made, toys that were made.
Yeah.
And comics that were made to sell those toys, or then comics that were made in hopes of having toys made about them.
You had a term for those at one time, and I can't remember if it was like consumer something or whatever. It was like these things were made to be made into things that could be consumed by kids, you know. And I don't remember what you called them, but it's something like that. It's very consumer driven. We can capitalize on this thing.
Yeah.
That's where Transformers came from,
exactly.
Micronauts, all of that shit. Yeah, all that stuff. My Little Pony.
So,
not so much with the furries, but
no, that came later.
Yeah. So did they.
I don't know. No, I think they were always around.
Oh, okay.
So
no, I meant they came later.
All right. I love how I finally it hits me the second time around.
Sure. Yeah. That's a hallmark of a good joke. You got to tell it twice.
Nice. Marvel took it a step further when it came to making things to promote other things. And what we have here, I feel, is very unique. I think they kind of tried it in a sense with, of the Dazzler. Well, here, I'll read this. This is the Wikipedia entry, so take it from what it is.
You're saying Dazzler?
Dazzler.
Okay.
Dazzler. Dazzler.
Is that like Jim?
No, it's not like when the holograms. No, it has nothing to do with that.
All right.
Dazzler.
Oh, yeah. Okay. You've shown me a cover now. It's a metal lady.
No,
she's in a silver suit.
Disco.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, got it.
So she debuted in 1980, just about the time
for
disco. Anyway,
I remember my cousin had a shirt that said "Disco sucks." I was around.
I never liked disco
when that guy.
I wasn't around for it, but when I've gone back and listened,
do you remember the thing where they burn all the records or whatever?
Disco night in Chicago?
Yeah.
That's a Bill Veeck thing, man.
That's a whole thing. Yeah,
dude.
You talk about a nightmare.
So Bill Veeck is notorious for doing things like that. He did the Disco's Dead Night. I'm pretty sure he did the 10-cent beer night in Cleveland.
Yeah.
He used to have a guy that he was able to get on his team. Oh, I don't remember maybe when he was in Oakland. No, crap. Where was he at? I don't remember. If I had
known that guy, I would have been all in.
Here's the
that
thing.
Guy.
Well, no, he found a guy, I don't know the correct terminology, so I apologize, but a little person, and got them to play on the team.
I actually looked that up today because somebody was asking me. And people is still accepted.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was a little person who was like I can't remember. He was like 3'7", 8", something like that. A very, small individual. And he hired him because his small strike zone then. So none of the pitchers could. And the other managers were like, this is so cheating. Like, this is like making they thought, or their argument was like, this is kind of making a sideshow out of what.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the point though.
Well, and Bill Veeck also made his number like 1 7/8 or something like that on the back, typical. Sure. So there's a lot of things that Bill Veeck did.
Well, the thing is, the guy was just capitalizing on the fact that it wasn't in the rule book.
Yeah.
What you gonna do about it?
That's true.
Plus, it puts butts in seats.
I guess. It's strange.
I get it. Well, it's along the lines of the sideshow. It's along the lines of, the 50s. They had all those gimmicks in the movies and stuff, the vibrating chairs, the ghosts that come down from the top and all that shit. It's all in that same huckster, carnival, barker kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know why I had to explain that, but
no. I got you. I'm following.
Yeah, sure.
Let's get back to what we're talking about. I guess I haven't said the name of it. Nightcat is what we're going to be talking about today.
Nightcat.
I teased it, I think, last week. But to give you history, and I'm going to read this via Wikipedia. So
this is a female. I would assume
it is a female
from the name.
Nightcat is a fictional multimedia character.
Okay.
Created by comic book company Marvel Comics.
Fictional multimedia character.
Because I'm explaining.
Yeah, I got you.
Created by comic book company Marvel Comics in partnership with record label LeFrak-Moelis Records.
Oh, I love
LMR
their stuff. Yeah.
Sorry.
Love their stuff.
LMR. The character was a fictionalized version of LMR artist Jacqueline Tavares, who functioned as the model for the comic character.
Sure.
Because what's better than toys and kids? How about a superhero who's also a pop star?
Oh,
Mike?
yeah, man. Yeah. Oh, boy. They did not skimp on this.
Do not dive into the issue.
Not going to.
Because we're going to break this up into two parts.
She's up on the what do you call those things on the side of a building? Like where you would normally see a gargoyle or whatever.
Ledge.
Yeah, what I think there's a name for these things, but she's up on that. She's barely wearing any clothing. She's got the big giant teased hair. She has a stick of sorts. I don't know what this stick does yet. And then for some reason there's a bunch of cats on top of this building.
Well, because she's Nightcat.
I get it, but why are these cats so high? What are they doing up here?
They're following her. I don't know.
That doesn't make a lot of sense. But.
Well, I can't explain it.
Anyway,
so,
okay.
Little background here.
America's hottest singing sensation is now Marvel's newest superhero.
So Marvel had kind of explored this idea previously with the whole cross-promotional thing with working with Casablanca Records and the Dazzler, who I showed you before.
Yeah, yeah.
However, the whole musical component of the character was never came to fruition.
It was never capitalized on.
Exactly.
Yeah, sure.
So the Dazzler was just kind of a comics only. I talk with my hands. I'm sorry. Oh, I thought
you're good.
the Dazzler was always just a comics only character.
Touch me more, if you would say.
What?
I'm just kidding.
Well, scoot closer, Mike.
It's the magic of audio.
The great quote from our previous episode, listen to us draw nipples.
That's right. I forgot about drawing nipples. Yeah.
Ah, man. That's what you miss on the show here.
The show.
This is your first time turning in.
Yeah.
Sorry for losing you.
Yeah. But lots of nipples.
Yeah. In 1991, I'm just going to refer to it as LMR Record, or LMR, and for the record company,
right?
Was a subsidiary of RCA Records.
Okay.
And had achieved chart success with acts like Stevie B and Jaya.
Stevie B.
Do you know Stevie
I like how
B?
you just glossed over Stevie B.
I don't know these people.
And went right to Gaia or whatever you said.
Jaya. Jaya?
Jaya?
I don't know these artists, so I apologize if I'm mispronouncing.
I think you're grossly over inflating their talent when you call them artists. But,
okay, hold on. I don't know why I turned my flashlight on.
Well, you had an idea.
Yeah, I'm about to turn 35. It shows I'm getting older.
Yeah.
So I'm going to look up Stevie B. Oh, I'm sorry. Stevie B. Let's see.
Stevie B.
Do you know anything about Stevie B?
No, I don't. I know about the CVB.
Oh, what's that? Anyway, let's not go down any more rabbit holes. We've kind of been down enough.
Sure.
They were approached by talent manager Don Kessler to sign his latest discovery.
I know Don Kessler. I've heard that name.
Jacqueline Tavares.
If I'm not mistaken, Kessler was involved in like shows like the thing with Wolfman Jack, like the Midnight Special and stuff like. I think he was in that same era.
He's a non-linker on Wikipedia.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe it's a different Kessler.
At some point, we're all non-linkers.
That's true. To sign his latest discovery, Jacqueline Tavares. Born in the Dominican Republic before moving to America at a young age, Tavares had studied acting growing up in Queens before modeling with an agency called Judith Models. The exposure there led to her being signed by agent Charles Stein of Black Cat Entertainment. Cats were always going to be a part of this, apparently.
Sure.
And she had been attempting to break into acting when she met Kessler. Through a chance encounter with the Marvel publisher Stan Lee, Kessler had developed the idea for the Nightcat project.
Gotcha.
So what we have here is a partnership between Marvel, between RCA or LMR,
whatever, yeah,
of where they're going to create this singing sensation. They're going to release an album and release her as a comic book character too.
Do you know if it was like was there a tour that was going to happen? Like, would this person appear live?
Yes.
Places? Really?
I know that because, again, I'm not going to go fully into the...
I got you, yeah.
Well, I don't know how... I feel like people might be bored down by that. At the same time, people also like discovering things on their own. You give them little morsels there.
Sure.
But I'll bring up some of what I read. The only appearance, and a spoiler alert here, this is the only comic appearance. The premiere issue is the only appearance.
Okay.
And there's only one album, but we do have music that we're about to listen to, Mike.
Yeah. You sent me some of that earlier.
I
have not listened to any of it, really.
I had to find it on YouTube.
Okay.
It is fantastic, as a 1991 dance pop album can be. But also what I read aside that appearance, there's an appearance in a 2017 Marvel book where it's a gag where they lift up and look in the dumpster, and this an issue of this is laying there. Aside from that, aside from that, then the only other thing she appeared in was like Marvel preview issues of like, hey, this is coming out.
Yeah.
And in one of them, it talks about, hey, you can go see her out on tour, and it'll make more sense after we get into the issue. But it says you can come watch her sing and dance and fight ninjas while doing it. That was the thing.
The thing is,
they were going to make this poor woman fight ninjas while she sang.
Well, it's probably going to be a lot of people. Like, I doubt there would be one Nightcat. especially if you were going to tour across the country, I'm thinking I think you have to use different people.
There is, Mike, because that's
Geez.
I told you.
There's a picture of an actual person.
I just gave you the story of Jacqueline. That's Jacqueline.
Yeah, but I didn't think any of that was real. Come on.
Yes.
Wow.
This is a real person.
That hair is insane. That is a lot of hair.
So Jim Lee, you know who Jim Lee is, right?
Yeah,
the famous comic book artist came up with the design. Still famous, yes.
Mm-hmm.
He just
still an artist is what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, that too. Named the head of DC Comics here recently.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Or I don't know the direct title.
He
but
was famous for like Daredevil and stuff like that, right?
No,
Did he not do
X-Men,
Daredevil?
Image Comics. He did Wildcats.
Image, that's what I'm thinking of. Okay. Yeah.
He did some other stuff at Marvel too, and he's worked at DC and done some stuff there too. He did the art. Remember when we did All-Star Batman and Robin and we talked about how crazy Frank Miller was, but how beautiful it still looked?
Yeah.
Jim Lee did the art on that.
Oh, there you go. Got it.
Anyway, so there's an actual artist. Jacqueline Tavares was going to be Nightcat.
Again, I don't think that word means what you think it means.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so they released I can't remember if it's 9 or 11 here. I can look real quick, I guess, to be
you
right.
can get a special
Yes,
edition
there,
collector's T-shirt.
To tell them about the T-shirt.
Coming soon to a comic book store near you from John Anthony Incorporated. All of these companies that we've mentioned are just, you don't even have to say John Anthony Incorporated anymore in your house. Everybody just knows it.
Yeah.
Wait,
is that J.A. Inc.?
J.A.
Is that a
Inc.
J.A. Inc. shirt?
Ja Inc.
You know it.
On the street they call it Ja Inc.
If you're really cool.
Yeah.
I'm not cool
I don't know what this thing is. What is this weird
That is
space
her
monkey thing?
No. That's her headband.
Oh, I see.
See, there's a cat there, so you don't get it confused that she's not related to a cat.
You know what?
The little headband thing there.
What makes a really good logo like that is something that is you can't tell what it is. Yeah. I love that. Yeah.
So, Mike, I don't know if you can see the title of these. I sent you 3 songs.
You did.
The album is 9 total songs for a length of 33 minutes and 59 seconds. So right under 34 minutes.
Yeah.
So you could get this whole album in a pretty quick trip if you wanted to. Can I ask you what order to play them in? Because I want to save my favorite for last, if you don't mind.
I have the 3 tracks. I have House Rule.
It's called Number 1 House Rule.
I've finally found someone.
Yep, I finally found someone.
And Don't Change.
Don't Change. All right, so
which one goes first?
I chose these 3 songs just because apparently they're the 3 songs referenced in this comic. And you're like, Zach, why do you say apparently? Did you not read the comic? I did, but when it started having music notes, I knew it was song lyrics, and I just skimmed past those parts.
Yeah.
But
if you make me play any of these first, that's not Number 1 House Rule. I think I'm.
That's my favorite, though.
Oh, it is. So that's the last one.
We can play it first.
No, it's fine.
No. I have a different order we can go in. So we'll just play a little bit of it so you can get a taste of the music here. Let's go ahead and start it off with my favorite of the bunch, which was Number 1 House Rule. I will say it does say that this was released in 1991.
Oh yeah.
LMR, RCA Records.
Sure.
Jive Records Studio. Oh,
Zach is doing that weird fly girl kind of dance with his head.
I'm feeling this, man. I'm not gonna lie. We'll let it go to the chorus because you got it. The time you wish we were a video podcast, right? Okay.
You're gonna have to do it right.
So that's Number 1 House Rule, which was my favorite of the 9 tracks.
Yeah, that's really good stuff.
And then you also might ask, Zach, you said your favorite. Did you just skim through them? No, I listened to the entire album at work today.
Nice.
So I have listened to all these.
You had headphones on, correct?
No, I forced everybody to listen to it.
Something?
Yeah, no, I had headphones on.
Thank God.
So the next one, let's go ahead and do.
So can I ask you one thing?
Go ahead.
What's the Number 1 House Rule?
I don't know.
You don't have to be cool.
Is that the?
That was the Number 1 House Rule.
You don't have to be.
Yeah.
is the number one. I guess you just have to treat her right.
That's it. You just have to treat her right. Yeah.
I mean, not a bad. I mean, I get that.
Well, I mean,
you should be treating people right.
That sounds a lot better than my spandex is too tight or something. You know, I mean, that's.
So the next one is more of a ballad.
Oh, good.
It's the longest song by a full minute.
Sure.
It's called "I Finally Found Someone." If you want to play that one, I don't.
Oh man.
So this kind of reminds me when I hear this. And I'll try to stop when she starts singing.
There's a soft rain.
I had a kindergarten graduation. And we came out to Friends Are Friends Forever. And that music makes me think of that.
Yeah.
So, do we get more or less trouble if we talk over it?
I don't think it matters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is a 4 minute and 41 second song.
Does it not sound like a 90s like?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. What were those pants with the crazy things on them that were kind of baggy that they wore on the sidelines at football games? Zubaz, Zab, whatever.
Zap, yeah.
I just see like dancers, just with those pants on, and like a scarf tied to their head.
So there's that one.
Can I ask you, do any of these songs have anything to do with cats?
No. So that was the more slow ballad song.
Love it.
Yeah. And then the last one that we have, I feel is a little more.
I feel like
upbeat.
I could get freaky to that song.
Okay, I didn't listen to the words really, so I hope that works.
Well, I'm
what
just
if it's
saying.
like really sad and about her grandma or something?
I don't think anybody's listening to the words.
That's true.
I think it's more about the vibe.
Our
of
last
the song,
one is a song called "Don't Change," which is a little more upbeat here.
That's great advice for anybody, though.
Don't change.
Yeah, don't ever change.
Yeah.
Just keep doing things the way you always have done them.
Did it?
No, are you ready?
Yeah, not through to it. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Here, I'll do it again like Casey Kasem. Let me see if I can do this is going to be terrible. I don't know why I decided to throw it up like this. And now, coming in at number 5 on our countdown, it's Nightcat with Don't Change.
Keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars. Oh, yeah. This is the same song that opened In Living Color every year, right? I got a call. I'm so sorry.
Come on.
There was a flash second there where I couldn't tell if it was my ringtone or the song. We just might get to heaven, but we ain't angels yet.
Nope.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That's beautiful.
Great. So I wanted to give you a little bit of the musical samplings. I do also love if it looks at the reception here. Oh, you're just going to let us keep playing in the background.
Yeah, I love it.
All right.
Yeah.
It does talk about the reception at the time. Apparently was kind of mixed in a way of like, maybe the comic has considerable charm. The music is kind of eh. And then other people were kind of, thought they were kind of cynical of the gimmick, thought it might not work.
No shit.
And they also thought that there could be a chance, a very big chance that she was lip syncing Milli Vanilli style as well. And that there was a session musician who had done the singing. And I think from what I've read, that's pretty much been confirmed too, or at least she did a decent amount of the studio recording stuff.
This does not scream to me original artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does say reception of the concept has been less than kind. Sam Scott of Looper considered Nightcat one of Marvel's biggest forgotten failures. We'll get into part of that there. Also, they consider it to be, one of Stan Lee's worst things. Here's the funny thing about this, because You know what? I'll save that for when we get into the comic. We'll go ahead and dive into the comic that is Nightcat now that we've heard the musical stylings and gotten a little backstory there.
Yeah.
Right after this.
When we make a date, I could set you straight. But no, you know, I'd rather forgive and forget. Remember instead all the stuff that you do.
And welcome back. Thank you for listening to that commercial break.
It was wonderful.
It was. Let's go ahead and
Hey,
get to...
I want to say to that advertiser, don't change.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
don't change.
Don't change.
And thank you for somehow still sticking with us.
That's right.
So let's go ahead and break down into our premiere issue and only issue of Nightcat here. America's hottest singing sensation is now Marvel's newest superhero. We open with a giant picture of a cat, so you don't forget that this is about cats.
Yeah. It's right there in the name, but sure.
I'll go ahead and read off everybody who was a part of this.
This logo that says Nightcat, it looks like the front of an amp. Like if you saw the logo on the front of an amp, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's it.
The people who worked on this, Jim Salicrup, Barry Dutter, Stan Lee, it says script, interest, I'll bring something up there.
Sure.
Dennis Cowan, apologize for the way, Jimmy Palmiotti, Janice Ching, Gregory Wright, Tom Brevert, Bob Badansky. See, some of these I know.
Sure.
I know some of the, and Tom DeFalco was editor-in-chief at the time too.
I know the last two.
Tom Brevert is still high up at Marvel.
Oh, really?
One of their, I can't remember, it's an editor of some sort.
I just know the last two and Stan Lee. That's all I know.
Oh, Bob Badansky and Tom DeFalco?
Yeah.
Editor-in-chief.
And I think it's only because you've brought him up before.
So it has it has Stan Lee as the script writer. From my understanding, Stan Lee did not write anything. He was just involved in the idea part of it.
Sure.
Which a lot of stuff happened. Like, from my understanding, Stan Lee stopped writing anything at Marvel sometime in the 70s, early 70s, maybe late 60s.
And everything was
I'm off on it. But what they had on every story was Stan Lee Presents. So everybody still associated.
He was an
Stan
executive
Lee with,
producer, basically. Is
yeah,
what he was.
Like he moved out to the West. He never, he wasn't reading comics at the time. He was more trying to get the whole Marvel film thing off the ground out there too. From that point forward,
There's probably a lot more money in movies than there are comics.
Yeah. Anyway,
you know, and this is the last time I'll get you off track, but
no, you're fine.
I do have this rule in my head for comic books. Whenever it mixes live action and comic book art, I always feel like it's crap.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There's a
think about the Aunt May Trouble thing.
The covers.
See, anytime you start mixing those things, I think you're in trouble. No pun intended. But yeah, that's rough stuff.
Those covers are
those
the
covers
worst.
Those covers are very close to child porn. Yeah. And they were presented at newsstands nationwide.
I don't know about newsstands, comic book stores at least.
I was giving them. Yeah.
So there's
She looks
Miss
like she should
Jacqueline
have been
Tavares,
on Welcome Back, Kotter.
aka Nightcat, or as we're told here, the female of the species. Beautiful, passionate, sensuous, and deadly. Yeah. So we're given Jacqueline.
We almost get a full crotch shot there too in that art.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It
should also
it's pretty
say
lewd.
Overexploited.
Yeah.
So we get Jackie's backstory. This is not her real backstory. Obviously, this is just her superhero backstory.
Got it. Sure.
She lives with her dad, who's a cop, and her mother, who is a singer of some sort, right? Really good at it. But her mom is an alcoholic.
Oh.
Her mom has an upcoming audition that she's stressing out about, and so she's drinking because that's what helps stress out.
Yeah.
Anyway, she goes to have the audition.
That's what helps stress out.
So we get here's the thing. She's singing her dad goes on shift. Her mom's drinking a little bit before the audition she has. And little Jackie comes out of her bedroom and says, "Mom, you promised Daddy not to drink so much."
Yeah.
She says, "Jackie, you should be asleep." And then Jackie asked her mom to sing her a song before she went out. she goes, and then she tells her mom that she thinks she's the best singer in the world. And she goes, oh, if only the world thought so too. Okay, just one more song before my audition. And then she sings to her. Now I'm reading the song notes, so I know. Don't change. Don't change. Stay that way. You're okay. Don't change. Don't change. No one else could ever be the same. You're quite all right by me this way. Yeah. So don't change.
That's, again, just great advice for everybody.
So apparently that song there, if we're following comic book storyline, is a song sang to her from her mother before her mom leaves to go on this audition.
This is more like a concept album at this point.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Exactly.
This is 2112.
So
This is all this is.
She tells her mom that she loves her and to come home soon. And she says, I will, darling. And then the very next panel. But that was the last time Jacqueline Tavares saw her mother alive. Because her dad tells her, she's gone, kitten. That's the thing. Kitten. You got the cat there. Her dad's nickname for her is Kitten.
Comics are great at hitting you over the head with shit.
It's just the two of us now. When she failed the audition, she drank more than ever, and I couldn't stop her. So she died from drinking so much.
Wait, how long was that?
That night. She died, I guess that night. She drank so much, she died from alcohol poisoning after the failed audition.
Wow. Where'd she go to do all that, I wonder?
I don't know. She had to buy it. I don't think there's a bar that probably stayed. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know what time it was. Maybe they put her to bed at like 6:30 and she went out.
She just got a bunch of bottles under the sheets. Clink, clink, clink. Good night, guys.
Oh, man. So her dad makes her promise to never go into a life of showbiz because it killed your mom, right? Typical kind of story here. So when she grows up and becomes a little bit older, she's a teenager about to graduate high school and go to college, and she secretly plays in a band, but she doesn't tell her dad. Well, one day she heads home and they call her to ask her, like, hey, you've been practicing those songs? And her dad's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Hangs up on him and's like, so you haven't been listening to me and been, doing music anyway?
Yeah, sure.
Kind of a very, I don't know. It's a trope of a lot of different stories.
Yes.
So she has to quit the band and they find a replacement for her, which does not sit well.
I hope the band was called like the Alley Cats or something.
I don't remember. I don't know if it says the name of the band.
Cats Meow.
I don't care enough to go back and look. I'm sorry.
No.
But what does happen is the girl named Melissa who replaces her gets famous. And so that makes Jackie a little upset because she was the lead singer of that band.
She should have been her.
Yeah.
Should have been her.
So she goes home and she's like, well, how can I find a way to still be able to sing without dad knowing? Hey, all those superhero comics I read as a kid, like they had alter egos. I'll just kind of create an alter ego for myself. Oops, sorry. That was great. And so she comes up with Nightcat.
I've never understood this look. Like, it looks like the trellis is just falling down.
But it's supposed to be behind her?
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
And she says, you say you want a little piece of my love? Well, let me give you a little piece of my mind. I'm a girl who wants more than enough. So, boy, you better take your time.
That's that song.
Don't try and play me out. See, that's what I did.
No, you did great.
Yeah. So try and play me out. I'm not the one you should doubt. Cross me, boy, and you'll see just what it means to be history.
Voice of an angel.
The best song on the album, #1 house rule. So Nightcat was born. And so it's just her touring and singing music as this persona, right? As this Nightcat.
So
she signs a deal.
Where's her dad now?
He's off doing shifts at night. And so she's out like touring. And this goes on for a bit. Apparently she's on like Time and she's
Rolling
super famous.
Stone.
And her dad doesn't know, right?
Spin magazine.
Yeah. So like she comes home kind of late and her dad tells her.
Wear pants. Huh? There's no pants.
On
she
her.
Wears pants.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
Nightcat hates pants.
This shot.
Yeah, it's very, it's very.
Yeah. A lot of thigh.
Yeah. There's a reference. I'll tell you this, and this is kind of a little offbeat thing, and we can kind of look it up later.
Sure.
I think it's in the first Guardians of the Galaxy, one Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't know. There was the only other credit she has aside from this, the actress here, is apparently she's in some Joey Buttafuoco music video.
Oh, cool.
And she was also in a movie called Tromeo and Juliet.
Tromeo and Juliet. Yeah, the Troma movie. Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Okay, so she plays Rosie in Tromeo and Juliet.
She looks like a Rosie. Whole lot of roses.
But the thought is, I'm pretty sure that one James Gunn worked on that movie.
Yes, he did.
And there's a scene, again, this was a Reddit theory, and there's a scene that there's a Nightcat reference because there's a part to where, I guess, when they're scanning through for the Stan Lee cameo, he's talking to, I guess I should have saved this for when it happens in the comic.
It's okay.
Anyway, I guess he's talking about how, I don't remember the cameo, but he's talking to a girl who resembles her a lot, and it's very relevant of a scene later, I guess, of talking how he can make her a star or something like that.
Really?
And you'll see, yeah.
And you think it's in the first one?
I think it might be. I don't know. We'll look after we get off here.
Oh, yeah.
That
Now
was
I just want to watch the movie again, you know?
that is, again, complete Reddit speculation.
Yeah.
But so anyway, so she comes home and her dad tells her like, hey, I'm about to be gone for a while. Got some,
Charges.
where was this? Oh, I'm working a new case, top secret, cops and robbers stuff. Have a good night tonight. And so he asked where he was, and she goes, I was at a Nightcat concert, and he goes, Nightcat, the names, they're getting nuttier all the time. Like her dad's always against this.
Nutty.
Well, what happens is she decides to get her own apartment, so she's away.
Nightcat, there's Slayer.
Yeah.
There's
Twisted Sister.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
What's 91? Vanilla Ice.
Vanilla Ice. What is that?
Yeah. Jackie decides to get her own apartment, so she's away from living with her dad, so she can kind of be more free. That would
she's
make
obviously
sense,
making
right?
some cash.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, while she's waiting, she's supposed to have a recording studio being able to be built in her house that she buys so she can record there. But until then, she has to go to the studio to record. So one night while she's recording in there.
here's the only problem I have with all this so far.
Yeah.
Right? It's not the story in general. It's the timeline. I just keep thinking, how long did this all take? And how is her dad that stupid?
I guess months. I don't know.
Right. But I mean, like, you understand what I'm saying? Like the dad is
like
just,
he couldn't have figured it out sooner.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, like, is he really gone that much?
I guess. Or like while she's out, she's just always out at concerts. And he's like,
I
well, at least
guess.
she's not performing.
Yeah.
I don't know. So
weird.
while she's recording at the studio, she sees this strange man walk by with a case or somebody she doesn't recognize. And while he's on the phone, she takes the case, opens it, and realizes that it's filled with nothing but cocaine.
Oh, watch
And
out.
she's like, but it can't be. This building is owned by Amanda Gideon, the famous millionairess. That's a tough word for me. Millionairess. She's like, oh, she hears that he stopped talking, so she goes to put it back, but instead she gets caught by a second guy who was there. So now
God, he picked her up by her hair?
Jackie's been caught by these two thugs, and they realize, oh, what should we do? And he's like, well, we got to go tell the boss about this. The boss turns out to be this famous millionairess, Amanda Gideon, of course.
What a dumb word.
We then flash to these two men at a warehouse. It's a new guy who's being kind of trained up, and he's like, isn't the boss lady down there? And the other guy says, keep walking. It ain't healthy for you to see too much.
That's right. That's right. In my experience, anytime there's a satchel full of cocaine, there's going to be some thugs.
That's true.
Yeah.
And he's like asking what's going on in the lab there. And he's like, you got to quit being so nosy kind of thing. Like, if anybody asks around too much, they're not around here too long.
Sure.
Well, we get an inside look at the lab, and it's Amanda Gideon with her doctor, Dr. Ecstasy.
Is it spelled with an X?
And they're trying
EX?
the next, it's spelled right, ECS, yeah.
All right.
And he's like, all right, doctor, are we ready to try the next injection? And he's like, all right, let's do this. And what it does is they inject this man, and he basically turns into an ape for a couple seconds. Like he acts with like monkey-like tendencies and then collapses over dead.
That man got no clothes on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't know you'd be so sensitive about that.
I'm very sensitive to the human form.
So we find out that they're basically injecting like animal DNA into human in some sort of mixture. Sure. But all their test subjects are dying after they inject. Like it works for a little bit and they die.
Do we know what the point is?
No.
Oh, okay. Great. It's just her playing God.
Yeah.
Another millionairess playing God.
Yep.
Sure.
So then the thugs come and tell her, hey, this rock star that you have has been snooping around, found out about all the drugs, and they're like, all right, well, we'll take care of her. Hey, Dr. Ecstasy, didn't you need a new patient?
I don't mean to question the story, but she found out about all the drugs? Was it just that one case?
Here's the conversation. She tried to steal a case of powder. I caught her.
A case.
How very unfortunate for her. Well, it's the new rock star who calls herself Nightcat. She'll be perfect subject for Professor Ecstasy. He's called Dr. Ecstasy. Now
I
he's
hope
called
it's Dr.
Ecstasy.
Professor.
It says Professor Ecstasy, but it said Dr. Ecstasy on the other page.
That's his DJ name.
Dr. Ecstasy. Or Professor Ecstasy.
I don't know. I've seen him as both.
They're going to decide to inject her with, spoiler alert, cat DNA.
He looks like Dr. Giggles.
He does, very much.
He does.
Well, after they inject her, though...
Are you surprised I know Dr. Giggles?
No.
Like, that was an Image thing, wasn't it? Or no, it was Dark Horse.
I think it's Dark Horse, yeah.
Dark Horse.
I know you're a red individual. You know things.
I've read a lot of weird stuff, yeah. And I've certainly seen the movies. The movie was terrible, but sure.
Well, one of the new guy kind of busts in because he thinks, oh no, there's going to be something bad that happens to that girl.
No shit, buddy.
Because the new guy who it is it's her dad who's undercover.
Oh no.
He's been this is his undercover job, was to follow Amanda Gideon. So he goes in to save the girl because for some reason, it kind of reminds him of Jackie a little bit, of his daughter.
Yeah.
Well, he goes in to save her. For good reason. After she's been injected, goes in to save her, and Dr. Professor Ecstasy,
please,
goes to stab Jackie's dad with a scalpel.
It's like 12 years of school, man. Him. You gotta give him credit.
He tells him, bad move, Doc, very bad, and he shoots him. And he said, I had to do it.
He shot the Dr. Professor?
He shot the Dr. Professor and killed him. And he goes, I had to do it. I don't have Medicare.
That's so stupid. Wow. That's great.
He goes to rescue the girl.
Oh, no. I know what's going to happen.
And as she's waking up, he's shot full of holes.
Oh, boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 holes right in his back.
Don't worry, because now that she has cat DNA, she can grow her fingernails really long into claws.
Sure.
And so she scratches the bad guys, and she has quick reflexes.
I have less problem with her being able to grow her nails out real quick than her being the only one who didn't die from the animal DNA.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
She's able to have quicker reflexes because she's like a cat. So she's diving around, able to miss, the thugs and
always
I guess even bullets.
Always
lands on her feet. She kind of disposes of them all while Amanda and her main henchman get away via helicopter. And she goes out there. Amanda Millionaires. Amanda Gideon. She busts out. Yeah, there's a lot of crotch shots. She and boob shots here
That's
too.
what I'm saying. I mean, this is just her shooting her crotch at people.
Yeah.
Well, I guess cats do stick their butt in your face a lot.
That's very true, but not there. Well, anyway.
Have you ever seen a cat like when they throw it off the thing and you see the slow motion?
Are you talking about their butt still?
No. Oh. When they turn themselves over in midair, to land on their feet. You know how they use their tail as almost like a prop?
Yeah.
Right? I think
squirrels kind of do that too.
I think she.
Sorry.
It's great.
We're not talking about squirrel girl.
That's good knowledge, though. I like that.
Girl.
I bet she uses this giant hair in the same way that a cat uses its tail.
Maybe.
And she's
like a helicopter?
Yeah. And then she lands on her crotch. Which is great. Yeah, that's right. You can see it, can't you?
This is so good for an audio podcast. Oh, man. There are so many visual gags.
Make your own pictures in your own head, listeners.
It's hilarious.
It's
just
great.
Know whatever is the funniest thing to you, that is what we did.
Grab the nearest thing you can smoke and join us. It's great.
As she jumps out of the window, she tries to jump for the helicopter, but not even a cat.
Helicopter. There it is.
Yeah, but not even a cat can do the impossible, it says. True. So she goes back to check on her dad, and she goes, Dad, look, it's me. It's me, your daughter. I tried to save you. I did, but, oh, Dad, please. And he goes, Jackie, she goes, I never wanted to disobey you. I love you, Dad. And he tells her, hush, kitten. I understand. You mustn't cry. You had to follow your destiny.
Put your finger in this hole. Try to plug me up for a second.
Follow your heart. Use those cat nails to plug all 6 holes.
I got you, Dad.
Give me one of your 9 lives. And he goes, we all must do what we have to do. I'm proud of you, kitten. Prouder than you'll ever know. And then he dies. So, of course, Jackie decides, hey, like, you know, here's all the evidence. It's Amanda Gideon who did this. And the cops are like, the only evidence we have is what you've told us. Like, that's all we have.
Right, sure.
She donates so much money to the city, so much money to us. She's kind of untouchable.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Jackie, now with her own apartment, decides that she's going to have a private gym. She starts working out all the time. She starts training all the time. She's in the shower, which I don't know why that was in there.
Yeah, you do.
No, I do know
You
why I'm in
absolutely
there.
do.
She records a new song. Like, her friends are like, hey, you want to go out and do this? She's like, no, guys, sorry, I'm busy, because she's training.
This is the third song.
This is the third. This is, I've been so many places, seen so many faces.
That's the ballad.
But still I felt alone, like a ship in a storm with no sail to drive me to a port I could call home.
Yeah.
Then
I see the montage playing like during that thing.
So her agent comes in and says, sounding good, little lady. And Jackie goes, you know, it'll be the lead song of my new release, Dom. I know, but it's time for you to tour, Jacqueline. And she goes, I can't, because if I tour, Amanda Gideon will know where I'm at.
That's right.
Right. So she
Thinking.
goes, that mustn't happen until I'm ready. And he's like, all right, well, in the meantime, I have somebody you might want to meet. And he goes, hey, he'll still want to, or if you still want to meet with him. And it turns out he just walks in and says, the name's Lee, Jacqueline. I like your style. How'd you like to be Marvel Comics' newest superhero? You can do we can do a Nightcat mag faster than you can say Excelsior. Because what will Stan Lee never say no to? A cameo in anything.
Yeah. That doesn't even look like Stan Lee, really.
At the time, it
if
did.
It didn't have,
it looks like early Stan Lee.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He looks very young. And he was not very young at this point.
By the way, new Stan Lee documentary coming out on Disney Plus. Which
oh, really?
I have mixed feelings about. I'll wait and watch it, and then I'll go ahead and say
I'd
about
like
it.
to see it. Yeah.
Not mixed feelings about the documentary. I'm sure the documentary is nice. I have a problem with, how can I put this? And maybe we'll get into this one day for an episode.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I'll do for my birthday episode is I just get on my soapbox and I can just complain about what I want to.
I'll sit on the other side of the glass and just let you talk to yourself.
No, it's just that Stan Lee gets credit deservedly so, but there's more people associated with Marvel.
Yeah.
And I understand a lot of it's work for hire.
Sure.
But I just feel like others don't get the credit they deserve. And that's the only thing with it.
But, I mean, you could say the same thing about a lot of magazines.
That's true.
I mean, Alfred E. Newman didn't do all the work.
No.
You know? He was just a figurehead.
Well, I mean, dang it, what? I know his Charles Smith, I think
William
is the
Gaines
guy who
was the main guy.
Yeah, Gaines owned the magazine, but I think Charles Smith was the
really?
animator. He was an animator for Mag. Yeah. So was I watched them the other day on a comic book greats episode with Stan Lee from the 90s. It's him and Kurtzman.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that name.
Dang it. But it's really cool to watch. But yeah, they were like,
who was the guy who did Spy versus Spy? That's a famous
maybe it was
guy.
Kurtzman. I mean, it was a Mad magazine.
Kurtzman. Yeah.
People who are actually really into comic books are probably yelling at me.
You know what's terrible is that Mad TV. That was bad.
I don't know. I mean, I like people from that show.
Well, you know, I didn't realize until like my third or fourth watching through of Parks and Rec that what's her name with Pawnee Today was the lady from Mad TV. I forgot all about that. It's Mo Collins is her name. She's the actress, Mo Collins.
Yeah.
I remember her being on a shit ton of stuff on Mad TV.
Yeah.
But I didn't put two and two together of her being Jane Calamezzo, you know.
Oh, that's funny.
On Parks and Rec. Yeah. I just didn't think about that.
Huh.
Yeah.
So.
By the way, another podcast if you want to listen to, Parks and Recollection. Very, very good.
Really?
Yeah. They just go episode by episode.
Oh, that's really cool then. It
just switched from one of the writers who was also the bassist in Mouse Rat to and Rob Lowe to Jerry Gergich and one of the producers.
Terry?
Terry, Jerry, Larry. Jerry was spelt 3 different ways, apparently. Yeah.
Get ready, I'm about to make your eyes piss tears. That is the one John Ralphio quote I will randomly just remember from Little Sebastian.
John Ralphio is the best.
Oh, well, him and his sister, don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious.
She's Jenny
the
Slate. interest?
I have, dude. Both of them together are hilarious.
They're the best. Yeah. But that's a very good example of a character you could not spin off because people would not put up with it.
No.
Small doses.
Yes.
John Ralphio jumping up from nowhere is the greatest thing ever.
Yes.
Because like people are just talking and then boom, there he is.
And what
he
was
just
what was the group that him and Tom started? The Entertainment 720.
Entertainment 720.
I just remember
because it's around the world twice.
Yeah, because they had Detlef Shrimp as their spokesperson.
Well, Detlef Shrimp and Roy Hibbert.
Oh yeah,
both
Roy
of them.
Hibbert too, yeah.
Roy Hibbert, all he did was grab shrimp cocktails off the wall and hand them to you. Yes. That was it. Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
I forgot about that because they spent all their money.
That's right.
Okay, so
they had the final party. He thought it was the shutdown button, but it was the party button.
Yeah. So also with the money she's making back to Nightcat that Jacqueline's making, she buys a crap ton of weapons.
Oh sure, why wouldn't you?
And the guy says,
"Somebody's got to shoot 'em."
Well, I've created these weapons as you requested, Miss Tavares, but I don't know why. And she says, Jackie goes, "The reasons are my own." That's all she tells him.
These are bespoke weapons.
If the cops aren't going to do anything, she's going to take down Amanda Gideon herself.
Hey.
Why? Well, they killed her dad.
Revenge is serious business, man.
So that is what the last part of this comic is.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spend time on the dialogue because it doesn't matter.
Hey, I am impressed. There's a guy with an eye patch, though.
There is. I should say, how should I put this? I'm not saying that the dialogue does not matter.
Sure.
I'm just saying a lot of this story is trying to push forward the action here.
Yeah.
But I will introduce to you what I think is one of the silliest weapons I think we've seen on the show so far.
Okay.
She decides to blind them with a flashlight.
Well, I mean,
or her cat light.
It's called a cat light.
It's a cat light.
Yeah, it's rough.
There's also a part, I guess I didn't talk about, where she can see better in the night because she has cat eyes.
Well, that kind of makes sense, though, right?
So then, she blinds them because she can see in the dark and they can't with her cat light.
You know.
Her staff's able to also deflect bullets. You asked
Good
about
for
the
her,
staff.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You asked about her staff. It's able to deflect bullets when the bad guys shoot at her.
Oh, that's what that is.
She also has her own car called the Cat-illac.
Cat-illac. Oh, how clever.
Here was something when I read this that just
bothered me. You sure Stan Lee wants to take credit for this?
Yeah, no, his name's on this. I love that. That is solid.
It's a picture of me in a jacket and an eye patch. Because when we first started this, I would go to these meetings of like these groups or whatever, and I would always wear the eye patch. But whenever you talk to me, I would pull it up and just have a conversation with you and never reference it. And then I would just put it back down. You think people don't remember a guy who shows up in an eye patch?
Sure do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm so in love with the fact that one of the villains had an eye patch.
Yeah. I got you.
Rob Lowe.
Rob
Lowe.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Or no, was it Rob Lowe or was it Heart to Heart guy? Which one had the
Austin Powers?
Yeah.
Rob Lowe, I thought
he had the
eye
patch.
Yeah, it was number 2.
Okay. All right.
Right?
Yeah, see, now you're questioning it. It's either him or it's Robert Wagner.
It's both of them.
They both had eye patch?
Because Robert Lowe played a young number 2.
Oh, that's right. Robert Lowe, you just said.
Well, because you said Robert Wagner, so I said
it is Robert Wagner, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to say Rob Wagner and Rob Lowe, or Robert Wagner and Robert Lowe. I can't switch Robert Wagner, Rob Lowe.
I'm assuming his God-given name is Robert.
Maybe.
You know?
Maybe it's not.
Maybe not.
So I do love that while she's driving the Cat-illac, she says it's a little too conspicuous around here. Then why not make it a car that blends in more?
That's what I'm saying. Just make it a big black car. Right? That's all you need.
That's like Batman controls what the Batmobile looks like. He can make it fit into
Batman is ridiculous with the giant car. I love it, but it's ridiculous.
But at the point, like if you're like, oh, I'm hoping I don't be seeing, like that's on you at that point.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess if you've already put on the suit, you've already done all the stuff.
Yeah.
Why not show it off?
We do find out that Amanda Gideon trains a lot too. She fights, but Jackie or Nightcat is hitting her closer and closer to home. She's like taking out her security. She takes out her driver. Like she's sending a message to her like, hey.
This is starting to feel like a Skinamax movie. You know what I mean? Like it's Marvel After Dark.
So then she eventually gets a letter.
I don't like the fact that you didn't respond to that. I feel like that's what it's building.
No,
to.
nothing happens.
All right, good.
She gets an email
Caged
from
heat.
Gideon Casino in Atlantic City that says Miss Amanda Gideon is pleased to invite the Nightcat to perform at her casino tonight.
Oh, that
Because
seems like a trap.
That's what she says. I guess she's staying with her dad's partner or somebody. It's somebody she knows, maybe her. I don't know. It's some dude here.
Uncle?
I can't figure out who it is. Yeah. Jacqueline, it could be a trap. And she goes, of course it is. That's why nothing could stop me from going.
Who was the black guy that was in there earlier when Stan Lee showed up? Is that her agent?
No.
Or is that her
He was a
tour
cop from
guy?
earlier.
Oh, was he? Okay.
Yeah. No, her agent is the
Well,
blonde-haired dude. That's
say-
her agent that's with her.
I only say black guy because he's the only
He's-
minority in this whole thing.
I'm sorry. He's her teacher.
Oh, okay.
Because after her dad dies, she starts studying criminal.
He just looks like Gus Fring, and so I assumed he was a bad guy.
No, he's not. He's her teacher for criminology.
Oh, okay.
But so she shows up, and her ninja background dancers that she usually has
Ninja background
are
dancers.
replaced with actual ninjas, Mike, because Amanda Gideon has
boy.
hired them to kill her.
So she's got ninja background dancers that literally
Dress up like ninjas.
dress up like ninjas.
But Amanda Gideon, millionaires, thank you, has hired actual ninjas to dress up like these ninjas to pretend to be her dancers, but actually be ninjas.
Where do you put an ad in for ninjas?
I think you just know people.
Indeed? Is that where?
Maybe, yeah. Glassdoor.
7 ninjas needed.
So, or LinkedIn, you could probably.
LinkedIn, that's it. Yeah.
Oh, she sings again. Timeless and precious, the moments we share in a world where love is so rare. It seemed like forever. I've waited for you, but now that you're here, I know that it's true.
Wait, she didn't want to go on tour because this chick would know where she was.
But she knows that this is a trap.
Oh, she knows it's a trap.
Yeah,
Okay,
so she
gotcha.
realizes, hey, why are my...
So this is the final,
she's
big
like,
boss.
Yeah, exactly.
fight. Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
If it were a video game, you're right. She's like,
Yeah.
why are my dancers seem heavier? And they're doing a new routine. That's what she says. Strange, my dancers seem so heavy. And they're doing a new routine? Like, why does she not notice
And
them
they
now?
keep hitting me with those kendo
And then
sticks.
she realizes, oh, they have actual swords. They're actual ninjas. And they fight.
shoot.
And the crowd thinks it's part of the show.
I would too.
So that's
right?
why when they went on tour, if this tour would have happened, she was going to fight
ninjas on the stage. Oh my God! I'm not telling anybody what
Early
to do.
90s,
I'm not
man.
telling anybody what to do. But if you did this now, it would go over huge.
You say that.
Well, I'm saying, look at Taylor Swift, right? She's got to put on this gigantic show where she dives into the stage.
She's
and
Taylor
all this
Swift,
stuff.
though.
Whatever. But I'm just saying.
Not like I buy into that cult, but she's Taylor Swift.
That kind of plays to my point, though. My point is, you're Taylor Swift. You don't have to do all that stuff, but you're putting on these gigantic shows, with huge pyrotechnicals and all this stuff. If you did this now and you amped up like the kitsch factor to it, oh my God,
All right.
I'd be in the front row.
Okay. Well, when Nightcat the musical finally comes out.
Nightcat the musical. Oh boy. It was right there. All you had to do was pick it up and give it to people.
Yeah, you just had to take the songs and make it work somehow into a story.
It's all there.
And, yeah.
Well, you got the story. Everything's done. You just need actors. Well, you got to get those ninjas.
We have to find a way to make the songs fit. The movie's going to at least be 34 minutes.
That's what I'm
how
saying.
long
It's
the
all in
songs
here
are.
already. It's all in there.
Do we want to make Nightcat the musical?
I would love to make Nightcat the musical.
This sounds like a bunch of time I'm about to waste. Oh my goodness. All right. So
Can we do it with puppets?
yes, I don't care.
Yeah.
And we can just be the singers.
That's what I'm saying. No, we just play the music.
Oh, and just go.
Rights be damned.
I know you can't see it, but I'm just flapping my hands up and down all the time. So, Jackie, back to Nightcat.
I just followed you along, and this is all I do is audio all day long, and I'm just going, no.
It's because we're on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
So she gets into a fight finally with Amanda Gideon's big thug of a bad guy. His name's like, I feel like Clunk or Colk or Crunk. I feel like he has a name
Clunk,
like
gunk,
that.
rook.
I'm butchering.
Ving Rhames.
Mr. Crack. K-R-A-K. Mr. Crack.
Mr.
is
Crack.
his name. This big guy stabs her though.
Crack kills.
Yeah. And somehow he
Boy, he is
pulls
angry.
Oh, I think she took his hand.
He's got a metal hand.
Yeah, and he turns it into, that was from a fight earlier, I think somehow. He took her hand.
It writes itself.
She turns it into he turns it into a drill. She grabs the drill hand and rams it into a socket to where it electrocutes him, takes care of that guard.
If they can still make pornography with a plot, this can certainly be made.
This might work best for that, actually.
It might. Nightcat kind of fits right in there,
Like,
doesn't it? Yeah.
bad. You just do crappy action sequences.
Yeah. Instead of
in this, and here's what I'm about to get to, and I hate that I'm going to pitch this, but it fits perfectly for this. So she gets past another room full of guards, past a smoke bomb, and she gets up to the roof where Amanda Gideon is waiting for her.
You know, there is a genre of that sort of entertainment where they fight each other.
And that's what they do, is they have a fight. Because what does Amanda Gideon decide to wear to fight her in?
This is, yeah.
Nothing but skimpy
Underoos.
underwear and a sports bra.
Yeah.
That's what they're essentially both wearing out there when they fight
This
it out.
is
So this could easily be made into erotica.
This is porn for tweens. That's what this is, yeah.
And here's the difference, though. So Nightcat finally knocks Amanda off the roof, and Amanda grabs hold of her hair, and she's like, "Ha! I'll never let go. I'll pull you down with me." And Nightcat just says, "No way, Mandy," and grows her nail out and cuts her own hair to let her fall to her death, and just says, "My act is strictly solo."
Oh boy!
And then the final page we get of the comic is 1 week later. I dedicate this song to my mother and father. Don't change, don't change. Stay the way you're okay.
That's wonderful.
Don't change, don't change. No one else could ever be the same. And then as she's leaving, the news says, "Hold that pose, lady. You were dynamite tonight. The Gideon drug ring is smashed thanks to you. Any comment?" And she says, "Just one. To all the human jackals who prey on helpless, innocent victims. The cat has just begun to prowl."
Wow.
And then it ends with a black and white version of the Nightcat. And then how you can order your special edition t-shirt that we talked about. Is this Don't Change?
This is Don't Change, yeah.
Perfect thing for us to go out. So there you go. That's Nightcat, Mike.
This goes out to Jackie's parents. Wasn't her name Jackie?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Jacqueline Tavares, a.k.a. Nightcat. Or they called her Jackie into this. So this is the part she sings. Hold on. Coming up, after she says, "I dedicate this song to my mother and father," I'm pretty sure she goes into this part right here.
Who needs a mixer? We got a phone here. Where you get?
That's just an odd tone to go into after.
That is. It's not something you play at a wake.
Here's what you can tell, though, is they just had lyrics, and they're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
those lyrics
Yeah.
work for this."
Yeah.
They hadn't heard the song.
They had not heard the beat.
Because they're like, "This is the mom and dad. I'll always love you." It's just kind of a
Mom
weird
and Dad,
kind of,
I'll always miss you.
yeah.
Like a roller coaster.
Up and down.
Sometimes I see another face, but it couldn't take your place.
Hold on.
You my rock, my shelter from the rain.
Okay, that kind of works.
Don't change.
You're my rock, my shoulder from the rain. That kind of works.
You know, we could get MC Scat Cat to open. Remember MC Scat Cat?
Yeah.
From the
With
Paula Abdul videos?
yeah. Was he also in that Be Cool movie too?
He might have been. Be Cool. The
Isn't
one
that-
with
isn't
what's
that
his
Brad
face?
Pitt?
Yeah. Wait, it is Brad Pitt. So there's those
And Drew Barry? No. Who
those
was it?
blend together for me. That one and then the one with the guy for the Mummy. The whale guy.
Monkey Bone. That's Brendan Fraser.
Yes. Those always blend together for me, those two movies.
I got you.
Because, after Roger Rabbit, everybody wanted to make an
Yeah.
animated
Well, Roger Rabbit's
live
great.
action. Oh, yeah.
Like the way you show up late when we make a date. I could set you straight, but no, I'd rather forgive and forget. Remember instead all the stuff that you do right. So right. I like the way you rock me all night.
Oh,
I like the way you rock me all night, dead parents.
I can't end on a better way than
wow.
that. So that's that.
fantastic.
That was Nightcat.
Hey, thanks.
I thought you might like the musical aspect of it. Don't change. This is going to be something I feel like we reference for a bit.
Oh.
And I'm fine with
How
that.
can it not be?
We'll just keep coming. Hey, Mike, don't change.
Hey, don't change.
Don't change. Hey, and your dead parents, don't change.
Golly con, don't change.
Rock me all night. All right. Thanks as always for listening, guys. We appreciate it. If for some reason you feel like you want to reach out to us, feel free to email brosfoesandheroes@gmail.com. Also, if you are looking for some other podcasts to listen to, might I suggest some of the great, I'm just saying, maybe you're like, hey, I'm done with this. I want something else to listen to.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
great selection of other shows over at roguemedianetwork.com.
roguemedianetwork.com.
Yeah, we're going to have way too much fun with this. As always, thank you guys. And till next week, stay safe, everybody.
Golly con, don't change.
Don't change.
Bros and heroes. Gonna tell you about bros and heroes. Gonna tell you about.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.